linesman. There is the goalie for the Edmonton team, the young fellow who came up big last night. He pronounces his name Mo. He spells it M-O-O-G. Richard 70 is the goalie for the Montreal Canadiens. Mickey Redmond, did you notice that during the national anthem, this young goalie for Edmonton left the net, came up to the blue line?
He's quite a competitor, Danny. Played a whale of a hockey game, and looking forward to this one here tonight.
Now there's an offside at the Canadiens line, and of course it has been mentioned by everybody. This is a pivotal game. The pressure is off Edmonton. It's on Montreal. The Oilers' objective was to win one in Montreal. They have done that, led by this gentleman here, Wayne Gretzky, who had just a magnificent night last night with 5 assists. So the Canadiens have lost the home ice advantage. Face-off is in the center ice area, and Gretzky is at center. Now we have Lumley, number 20, over on the right side. And Wally Harris is dictating to the players that he does not want any nonsense in the beginning with the team. Changing players back and forth.
Harris forcing the Canadiens to go back with their original lineup. Claude Ruel's trying to get a different line out there to play against the Gretzky line, and now Gretzky's lined up on the right wing.
And Lumley is on, and Hunter. Now Gainey dashing down through center ice. He ran into Hicks. Knocked into the boards by Gainey. Here's the little defenseman struggling from the corner into the center ice area. A splendid move by Silverman. He tried to clear it in front. And the puck is back into the center ice area. Weir over on the other side. Ahead it goes. Hunter is tangling over there with Lafleur in front of the penalty box. And there's a penalty coming up. Hunter does not like it. He is protesting, and down below us we have Weir and Gainey and Hicks and Lumley and Uhl. Despite the protestation, the Edmonton player Hunter has gone to the penalty box.
Well, Dick, we talked to Hunter before the game, and here we go up the start. Guy Lafleur kind of starting this one out a little bit, taking a run at Hunter. Although he does rough him up a little bit, Wally Harris decides to make the call. This could be very important to the rest of this hockey game if Harris is going to call it that closely.
Now the check that Gainey threw in back of the net. Well, a lively start, Mick, and we should have expected it, I guess.
Well, the Canadiens, of course, must be very fired up here tonight after losing last night. And a look at Gainey taking in there very quickly as an example. We might see some big hitting here tonight.
The announcer on the penalty for interference at 39 seconds. Now Lafleur does it. Down there in front of the net. Robinson shoots it. It was Anderson who leveled Lafleur with that tremendous body check. Now to the middle. And it's missed at the side of the net by Napier. Puck is at the line. Lafleur clearing it in. Now here's Steve Schutt winding up. He rattled it off the leg. It goes over to the other side to Lafleur. Into Napier. Back to the line to Lafleur. Over to LaRouche, and he fanned on it. Into the corner. Coffey covering up for Edmonton. In front, Napier getting it back to Lafleur. Here's Robinson in front. It comes. It's cleared by LaRiviere, and Anderson shoots it down the ice. There are 55 seconds remaining in the penalty, and the Canadiens led by Mondeau. They're in over the line. He whistles that shot, a foot wide. It's in behind the net, now to the corner, and it's over the glass.
I don't know, Mickey, that shot by Mondeau, the way young Andy reacted on that. You turned and looked at me on that one. Boy, he drilled it.
Well, I tell you, he was standing in the middle of the net, and it almost didn't, it looked like he didn't see the shot coming because it didn't miss the net by much, but if it had been on, it might have gone in.
Well, how about this one? Minnesota winners for the first time ever in Boston last night have gone ahead 3-1. McAdam, Smith, and Payne scoring for the North Stars. Brad Park for the Bruins, who obviously are in home ice trouble in the first round.
He's in uniform for the Canadiens tonight. Lambert to Lafleur in front, and it goes by everybody. There are now 32 seconds left in the penalty to Hunter. Forechecking. Weir along with Gretzky. Here's Lafleur with Lambert. Over to Lambert going in for the shot. Moog was down on the short side and made the save. And this is a very crisp and brisk pace as this hockey game gets underway. Now it's Lafleur digging it along the boards. Out in front it comes. Gengras shooting a rebound. Another shot. Lafleur shoots from the goal post. 3 chances there for the Canadians. Gengras getting it in there. The penalty has expired. Here's Lambert to Lafleur. Lafleur taking a look. Centered it. Goes to the other side. And is back into the center ice area. What a sequence of scoring opportunities the Canadians had down the ice. It goes. After is up on it in the corner. Now, Tremblay, and I think that's low number 4.
That's who it was, Danny, and the players are not sticking to the rules and backing off to a neutral area. Well, the original 2 are allowed to have at one another. Mickey, you mentioned about the critical time of the penalty, the change, you know, the setting up of the game and so on. Canadians had some great chances right at the end of their power play. Lafleur in particular hitting the top crossbar.
Just some great puck work by the Canadians in the Oilers zone. They had it all over them. And Lafleur made a good move. He backed away from the net, then he dumped it up high as Moog went down, and it caught the under part of the crossbar and came back out.
Lineup changes tonight. Nothing for the Oilers. They are standing pat. The Canadians, Lapointe and Nyland not in uniform. Gingras and Acton are playing. From the Forum in Montreal, Stanley Cup 81.
I can't see a thing, Stan. Did you turn on the windshield wipers? Of course I did. See? No, I can't. Obviously. We need new wipers. We obviously need new wipers.
Replace your old blades at least once a year with Anco, with specially formulated natural rubber for a smooth, clean wiping action.
That's a lot better, Ollie. Certainly is. Let's drive on. Not too fast, Ollie. Might be a school zone.
Now we've got penalty success, and on the board, Mario Tremblay draws an extra 2-minute penalty. They both get majors.
Penalty to Edmonton, number 4.
Here's how it started. That was Napier, I think, wasn't it?
It's hard to understand how Tremblay would get an extra 2 here, really. They may be saying he started the fight, but without question, there could have been a penalty called on Lowe for really decking Acton. Here's a look at the save by Moog earlier on Mondu in the power play, and then watch Lafleur. Bingo, right up top, and hits the bar out the other side. But the Canadians really flying out here in the first few minutes.
Well, they had the power play chance. Now they have to kill a penalty with Jarvis and Gainey up front. Now Lowe, the former Quebec junior, second year with the Oilers, he is going to the dressing room, leaving the penalty box, so he has to undergo some kind of repairs. And here we have the Oilers on the power play.
Halligan is over on the left side. Gretzky at center. Curry is broken up. Gainey rolling it down. In on the boards, they jam there. So the Montreal Canadiens are short-handed with Tremblay's moving the minors. Now it goes to Curry on the right side. He's in over the line. Off the boards, Gretzky centering it. Halligan getting it back to Hicks. In on the boards it goes. Curry against Robinson. Robinson struggles into the center ice area. Fakes the shot to Gainey. There's the shot. Both making the save. A minute and 15 seconds, the time remaining in the minor penalty to Tremblay. Now up it comes to the point. Robinson scoops it back in there. Curry, Halligan, Gretzky, Hicks, and Silverman on the power play for the Edmontonians. And a shot down the ice by Sabaras. Now the Oilers try it again. Halligan on the left side at center. Silverman hits the Montreal line. Rifles the shot wide. 70 playing it to the other side. LaRiviere going in, playing it into the corner. Now on the power play. Callaghan in behind the net, gives it to Gretzky. Back for Callaghan. Gretzky again. The corner is the closest center right in front. Here's Ray Jan. Oh, getting it and clearing it down into the center ice area. We have a dozen seconds left. There's an offside at the Canadiens line.
I think I thought Sevigny took a bit of a chance. And he cleared the puck around the boards, didn't have to. Brett Callaghan, chatting with Brett in the second intermission, wearing that shield over his eyes. He has had the serious eye injury, which kept him out of action a good part of last year and at the beginning of this year.
Well, Dick Sevigny, of course, has played very well for the Canadiens this year, but if he has a fault, it's in handling the puck. I think you saw an example of it there. He probably should have handed it to one of his defensemen, but he shot it right around to the Edmonton player, and this is the type of thing that they worry about with Richard Sevigny.
So now there are 9 seconds left in the minor roughing. Bromley, he and Lowe's both got majors. Now Anderson from in front of the net being watched by Lafleur. The penalty has expired, the minor one, and again it is offside against the Oilers.
Still no score. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal.
Messier, Hagman at center, and Anderson on the right side. That is the line for the Islanders. He has Jeff Lafleur and LaRouche for the Canadiens. There's no score. First period, 14 minutes and 40 seconds of time remaining. There's Coffey in over the line. Coffey whipping that shot in over the left shoulder of goaltender Sevigny.
Paul Coffey scored a goal last night on an Edmonton power play. Now it's 2 for him in 2 games in the playoffs. He had 9 all year. Mickey, did he risk this one in?
Well, I'll tell you, this was a funny type goal. I didn't see it hit anything, although it may have. We may be a good look on the replay. He just lets a little snapshot go, and bingo, it beat Sevigny high over the glove side. And it doesn't look like from that angle that it hit anything, unless it tipped Savard's stick and went up. It's hard to believe that he could score from out there with a wrist shot, but nevertheless, the Oilers up 1-0.
So the Oilers.
Edmonton's goal scored unassisted by number 7, Paul Coffey, at 5 minutes, 24 seconds.
So they capitalize the productivity, the maximum, 1 for 1. Now it's Savard clearing it into the center ice area. Lafleur left it for LaRouche. LaRouche in over the line, back to Lafleur. He shot it to the short side. Moe had no difficulty with that. Up on the right wing to center, it's Lumley. He fires into the corner. Weir does not go in. Instead, he goes to the Edmonton bench, and the Canadiens coming down at the line. Shut. Ran into Hicks. Silverman behind the net up on the right side. Lumley tipped it to center. Gretzky is in on the line. Gretzky laying it over the other side. Curry missed it. Now Curry centering it. Is Gretzky taking the shot? It's blocked by Sevigny. And the Canadiens clear it into the center ice area. Jarvis jammed under the play on the boards from the far side. Curry comes to center, shoots it in there. Engblom is being watched by Gretzky. Now the Oilers in that formation of checking the Canadiens rather closely. Risebrough couldn't penetrate. Gainey laying it back to center. Gretzky coming in over the line. Now on the right side of Riviere, the shot blocked by Sevigny. Langley trying to shake off Curry. Risebrough passed it, and action was going the other way. Now the Canadiens with acting in over the line with Napier. There's a shot along the ice wide to the other side. Engblom. The Oilers into the center ice area, 3 of them. Gretzky putting on the brakes, takes his time, and he flicks it into the Canadian zone. That is the signal for Edmonton to make changes while the play goes on. Langlois ridden out of the play. Messier shooting it. In front of it was Engblom. Engblom ahead to Risebrough. Missing it in the center ice area was Acton. Now then it's Anderson in over the line with that head fake. Puts on the brake, centered it. After it goes Messier. Messier around the net. Tried to jam it in on the short side. There's Messier. Laying it in there again. Hagman clearing it to the corner. And this line is buzzing all over the Canadians in their own zone. Rysbrough turning on the left side. Pass goes to Napier. Back to the line to Langway. Langway clearing it in over the line. There's an offside called against the Canadians.
With the Oilers leading 1-0, this is Hockey Night in Canada from the Forum in Montreal.
A look at the coaches. Joel over on the far side, just below us. Taylor. Now the Oilers is in over the line. It's centered, and it's gobbled up in front by Gendra. In behind the net, Robinson. The Oilers are leading in this hockey game 1-0 into the center ice area. Mondu. He drifted into the corner. Uhl going in, got it on his stick. It's wide. Now Uhl trying to get in front. He does, and it goes off the leg. Clear to the point. Robinson keeping it in, and the screen shot was wide. Back to Gendra. There's a shot. He's hit the goal post. Now here's Robinson winding up. He shot it. Moe got in front of it. Here's Mondu twisting and turning from the corner. They jam in on the boards. Lumley split in there. The play is stopped.
Yeah, that's a post and a crossbar for the Canadians. They came close. Mickey, it was interesting. Here's Reggie Houle at the post here a minute ago. Watching the replay of the goals that were scored last night. I think 4 of the 6 Edmonton goals, as we look at this, or 3 of the 5, rather, not the empty net goals, came with the Canadians having had possession of the puck in their own zone and not clearing the zone, giving it up.
Well, I think this Brian Engblom talked about it earlier tonight. This is the kind of thing that they're going to have to do, the Canadians, is force the Oiler defense. As we look at Houle wrapping it up at the goalpost, the Canadians were forced by the Oilers last night. I think the Oilers did a great job of jumping on them, sending 2 men in, forechecking. As a result, they caused the Canadians to make mistakes in their own zone, and they capitalized. And this is the type of thing the Canadians, if they want to win, are going to have to turn it over to the Edmonton side.
Coffey clearing it up on the right side. Langway goes off Gretzky. Halligan going in. His shot is blocked. There's Lafleur having difficulty. And as has been the case so often in this series so far, Montreal has been forced to get clear of that puck before they really want to, with the result that they are not executing with cohesion. Now it's Lafleur trying it again. Out they come into the center ice area. Gainey back to Lafleur. Lafleur is over the line. Dropping it back to Langway. He took in. Oh, a splendid save by Moe. What a save.
That's the best save in 2 nights, I tell you. Just an absolutely great stop by this young goaltender.
Well, you're going to see how it all evolves here. Langway with the original shot. Canadians with a good rush. There is the leap. Oh, my goodness, that's incredible. He was down out of the play on the original shot by Langway, the rebound, and then the second rebound. And look at the save he came up with right there. Bingo.
You know, after the game last night, I was chatting with him briefly. I said, you know, you played 7 games in the regular season. Ken Dryden, before he moved into the playoffs, had played 6. He lost his first playoff game. He said, well, I got one on Kenny.
He exudes that confidence, and it has stood him in good stead so far. Last night he was not tested too frequently, but he was very good on the tough ones, especially in the second period on Trombley. And he has come up with even a better save, I think, in this period. Lambert. Lambert is breaking it over the line. And it is called on the offside. It is 1-0. Edmonton leading Montreal.
Well, Yvonne Lambert had an excellent playoff year last year. You might recall right about now he was the hottest Canadian scorer, especially in the series against Hartford a year ago right now. Got the series-winning goal in overtime in Game 3. But the Canadians won't be winning anything in Game 3 this time around.
Anderson, Messier, and Hagman. The line for the Oilers. Acton with Trombley and Lambert. Acton and Hicks collided outside the Edmonton line. 9 minutes and 17 seconds, the time remaining in this the opening period. Up on the left side. Hicks is over the line, and it's called offside.
With the score, Edmonton 1, Montreal 0. This is Stanley Cup 81.
Face off outside the Montreal line. The shots on goal, 8-4 for the Canadians. Lowe has assistant. Now into the center ice area. Anderson flicking it in high. Langway around the net. Just passed it through his skates to center. On it for Edmonton. Hicks, and he rips that shot into the corner. In behind the net. Forechecking there, you see Anderson along with Messier. Gretzky is on the ice. Messier gets the pass to Anderson. Anderson on the backhand. He passed it in front, and LaRouche has it, fails to clear it out. Now it comes right in front. There's a shot right on by Anderson, and Sevigny had to be very quick. He's getting up rather slowly.
Here it was again. Mick LaRouche had control of the puck, and the Canadians failed to clear the zone. This line in particular, the Gretzky line, the Canadians seem to be off balance whenever they're out there.
Well, you know, I think they're thinking so much about Gretzky, and we saw last night the Oilers scored 2 or 3 goals from the deep slot area, and they've just got to start. They've got to keep an eye on Gretzky, of course, but they've got to remember there's 2 other guys out on that forward line with them, and they're the ones that did the goal-scoring damage last night.
The Oilers, everybody up to the face-off. Back to the point it goes to Lou. There's the shot blocked by Sevigny. Gainey has it on the right side. Edmonton in front, 1-0. Gainey down. Played it into the corner. Vogelin against Gainey. Halligan working it on the left side. Out over the line. Curry has it. Passes it back. Gretzky in over the line. Vogelin going into the short side area. And it was covered effectively by Sevigny. Down the ice it goes, and the Montreal across the ice.
Listening to the reaction in the background, talking with some of the Oiler players before the game, they couldn't believe the reaction of the crowd last night, in particular the booing on Serge Savard. Lee Fogel in particular, he said, what do you have to do in this city after all these years that this fellow's put in for this hockey club? Well, there's Eddie Pelchak and Jacques Laperriere, who's back behind the Canadians bench, always in the area where the defensemen are, and that's the two-man coaching system is something the Canadians did not use as far as back of the bench until the last game of the season last Sunday.
Over on the other side, there's a grab by Sevigny. Coffey almost had his second goal of the night.
I'll tell you, they're getting the shots through from the point. Both of these clubs like to use their point men because they both have fellows that can really fire it from back there. But the key, I think, is they're getting the shots through. So many times the forwards work very hard in the corners. They get it back to the defensemen, and they either dump it back in the corner or they're having them blocked. But Edmonton seems to be able to get the shots through, and they're being deflected and getting good scoring opportunities.
And right now, Edmonton has the margin in shots on goal. 9-8. Réjean Houle on the left side. Here is Jarvis. Takes his time. Lafleur going in there after Coffey. Covering up. Curry, he's bumped. Now Jarvis working it on the right side. Jarvis centering it. Back to the line. There's a shot by Savard. Puck is right on the goal line. They banged away at it. Jarvis looked at referee Wally Harris.
Hockey Night in Canada will continue in just a moment. Now 3-2, the North Stars over the Bruins. They're into the second period in Boston. Bill Barber has scored for Philadelphia. The Flyers ahead of Quebec 1-0 first period.
Mondu, Lafleur and Houle with the defense of Langway and Gingras playing up. The Oilers get the draw, and they pass it over to Lumley on the right side. Lumley shooting it into the corner. Dashing in there with Hunter. He was upended. He was belted solidly by Langway. Gingras with Lumley after him. Behind the net. Gingras to Mondu. Mondu can't get out. Now it's out over the line, Langway. Over on the right side to Mondu, cutting in against Hunter, and it's knocked away. A good sliding play by defenseman Hicks. Knocked back into the center ice area, 1-0. Penalty coming up, and is it going to be Hicks? Hunter is talking to the referee, and it is Hunter who is going up, and the argument was taken up on behalf of Hunter by Hicks.
Here's a look at what happened here. You see Reggie Houle ran him into the corner. There's the kick. Hunter tried to take the feet out from underneath Houle. You almost think that Wally Harris had his eye on Hunter here tonight after the LaFleur incident last night, but as I mentioned earlier, that first penalty he called on Hunter, this is really going to hurt his style of play out here because he likes to rough it up, and boy, if he knows he's going to be in the box all night, he's going to have to take it easy.
Edmonton's penalty, number 12, Dave Hunter, 2 minutes for tripping at 13 minutes, 31 seconds.
13:31 is tripping against Hunter and the Canadians on the power play. They're going with LaRouche, Napier, Schutt, LaFleur, and Robinson. Messier filling off the penalty up front along with Anderson. On defense, we have Vogelin and Lowe. Canadians. Schutt trying to get some skating room. He's out over the line. Schutt drills that puck into the corner. The Canadians racing in. Lowe bats it off the boards to Messier. Messier ahead to Anderson. Anderson shooting it, and he was wide with it. In this series so far, this Edmonton team has been absolutely magnificent filling off penalties. Now, it's LaFleur, dropping it back to LaRouche. There's the shot, and it went high. Robinson back at the point shooting it to the other side. LaRouche is on it for Montreal. He takes a look. Where is it going to go? It's back to the point. Napier has it over to Robinson. Robinson getting set. The shot is wide. At the side. Just shot it, and it went over the glass.
And the executive vice president of the National Hockey League, Brian O'Neill, caught the puck on the deflection. Butler for Vancouver, Hayworth for Buffalo. Those teams are tied 1-1. O'Reilly with that second Boston goal. And Buffalo's now gone ahead of Vancouver 2-1 on a goal by Andre Savard. First period score.
Well, the Canadians again with some good pressure on this power play. They're moving the puck around very well. A couple of players were open in front of the net. LaRouche for one, and Larry Robinson elected to take the shot. He must have not been able to see LaRouche from back on the left point, but the Canadians doing a good job of getting in front of the net, getting open for the pass.
Now is Lambert on the left side, acting at center. Trombley on the other wing. On the point still, Robinson and LaFleur. Gretzky up front with Weir. Here's LaFleur coming in on that right side. He lost it. A penalty coming up against Acton. He dangled Gretzky on the end of his stick for a couple of seconds.
Live from the Forum in Montreal, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Only 48 seconds left in the Hunter penalty when Acton is called right here as he hauls down Gretzky. The good players draw the penalties so often.
At 5:24 unassisted in this period. It was a goal by Coffey. That is the scoring story so far, and Edmonton leading 1-0. They are now playing five-a-side, and the Canadians, Langway, ahead to Lambert over the other side. Here's Trombley going in, firing it, and Mulder's there on that short side again.
I'd like to remind our viewers of a playoff feature in Hockey Night in Canada in our first intermission. You'll see highlights from all of the games played last night involving the Canadian-based teams. Coming up in our first intermission.
Another good chance for the Canadians. Trombley beating the defenseman on the outside, but Andy Moog, another good job of cutting off the short side.
.27 seconds left in the penalty to Hunter, 1:39 remaining in the Acton penalty, and the Oilers headman that puck. It goes down the ice. If Montreal touches it, it'll be icing. It is icing.
Well, Rod Langway getting up after an excellent season here in Montreal, and the emergence of Langway and Engblom, I think, a very main reason why the Canadians were the Vezina Trophy winners in a year of the high-scoring National Hockey League. Glenn Sather, the coach, the general manager, the president of the Edmonton Oilers, what a masterful job he did last night preparing his team. So many of the players telling me after the game how Sather had broken down the Canadians' plays, power plays, penalty killing, and videotape sequences, what have you. Obviously, they learned their lessons well.
Montreal with the defense of Robinson and Savard in over the line, and again, the Oilers get the draw. Vogelin from the corner. Gainey stops it outside the line. 1-0 Edmonton. leading here. Gainey in over the line with Jarvis. Jarvis on the board, jammed in on the boards effectively by Lowe. Here come the Oilers. They now have the advantage. Anderson back to Messier. Over going in, and he grazed the goalpost with that. That was beautiful teamwork by the Edmonton team. 3 players dropping it until it came to Fogelin. And he has that booming blast, and he grazed the goalpost. Now the Oilers try it again. Anderson in over the line. Messier is trailing. Robinson crashes Anderson into the boards. Here's Messier from the corner. He takes a look. It goes behind the net. Savard of Montreal along the boards. Savard to Gainey. And the Canadians clear it into the center ice area. Exactly 27 seconds, the time remaining in the action penalty. A pass intercepted by Jarvis. Robinson to Savard at the other side, and he sends Edmonton down the ice. Now up it comes to Curry at center. He lost it. Risebrough rolling it back in over the Edmonton blue line, and there are now just 3 seconds left in the penalty. Up on the line. Tilted it over the line. Where does it go? On that shot, says Sevigny, for a fraction of a second. There's a shot from the point. Langway working his way beautifully past Callaghan. Langway over the other side to Risebrough. And it's poked out over the line by Coffey. Down on the right side. Gretzky off the board. Curry getting in front. Over on the other side, Coffey whistles the shot wide. Here's Gretzky centering it. And it's gobbled up and cleared out over the line by Uhl. Here's Napier down on the right side. He has Risebrough with him. Uhl moving in. Englund going in. Takes the shot. A big save there by Moe. Excellent action as they go from one end to the other. Callaghan clearing it around the net. Robinson laying it to the point. It's corralled there by Fogelin. He dumped a weak shot high. There's Napier to the other side. Ray-Jean Uhl is going to the bench. Napier the long shot. And Uhl handles it very coolly. He has done it in cool fashion throughout the series. Hunter makes a shot. Here's Lumley with the rebound. Couldn't get a shot away against Robinson. Napier clearing at the center. Lowe flicked it in there. Knocked down by Robinson. Overhead man's the puck to Lafleur. Over it goes the shot. Shot went one way and the puck the other. Tilted it back for Edmonton. He's in over the line. Takes the shot. And again, Stepney does not come up with it cleanly. Canadians head-manning it to the other side. LaRouche with Lafleur. Lafleur going in. Moe plays it to the other side. 1-0. Edmonton. Lafleur bumps Lumley. In over the line. There's a shot by Hunter. And they're firing from every angle. Robinson was bumped inside the line by Lumley. They're beginning to lay the body out. Here's a breaker shot. Shot is going right in the goal. And he lost it in front of the net. He was doing some stick handling. And Steve Stott looks a little tight out there.
Oh, I'll tell you, Danny, on that play, I think the Edmonton defender just got a piece of the puck in the stick.
This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal. Face off to the right of Moog. Now Langway fails to hold it in. They clear it in. Out they come, the Oilers. Messier over the line to Hagman. Back to Messier. Backhand shot. And there was a big leg save there with Sevigny going down. Now the Oilers keep it in there. Action is upended. He's tripped there. And I think that trip was dished out by Hagman. We'll wait and see. I think it was number 10.
It was Matty Hagman, Danny. The Canadians, again, very bad in their own end. Lambert that time threw it away blindly to the Edmonton player. But fortunately, the Canadians recovered. Acton with the legs flying, tries to get it out, and Hagman the stick between the feet. Just 33 seconds left in the period. Here's the instance before. Steve Shutt, I guess he didn't get a piece of it. He just made the move. He made the deke, and he went to get it back on the forehand deke, and he just missed the puck.
There's the Sevigny save. But just before that in the period, remember,
shot came down once to the blue line. He made a good move. He went one way, but he lost the puck the other way.
The Canadians still, although they are playing much stronger than they did last night, Danny, they still do look somewhat nervous here. It's quite unable to understand that with all the experience on this hockey club.
Now Gingras shooting it in away wide. Mold covered up, got a whistle, and the face-off to the right of this little 5'8", 165-pound goaltender who is making quite a name for himself, certainly in the first 2 games here in Montreal. And there you see the time remaining, 24 seconds, and 1:51 left from the penalty.
Danny, it's got to be a while, I'm sure, that you could remember that the Canadians have not had the lead in the better part of 4 periods now here in the playoffs.
They're not finishing off their plays. They seem to be hurrying a lot. You know, they're missing the net and shot on 2 occasions at chances. Gingras takes the shot wide. Here's Gainey. Back to Robinson. The shot right on. Kicked out. And the Oilers clear it down into Canadian territory. Anderson is after Gingras. A half dozen seconds. Here's Lejean over to Gainey. Back to and time runs out. So the Edmonton Oilers, who fashioned a brilliant 6-3 victory over the Canadians last night, wind up leading in this game at the end of 1 period. And now we get down to Dick.
Back in a moment, right after this important grog.
So the first period is over here at the Forum of Montreal in the second game of the series. A good first period of hockey, 1-0. With a goal by Coffey. Tell us more about the first period, Mickey Redmond.
Danny, I thought a much better period the Canadians played in last night's hockey game. They got a lot of opportunities. Great goaltending by Moog. It's incredible. This is the kind of goaltending that the Islanders got last year from Billy Smith, and they went all the way to win the cup. But Glenn Sather's got to be really happy the way this youngster's playing, and it's really helping the Oilers out there, keeping the Canadians off the board. And as a result, the Oilers seem like the cool, calm, collected veteran club that the Canadians should be. But Canadians do look a lot sharper tonight, and I think we're in for a whale of a hockey game from here on in.
The shot in the first period, Montreal 14 and Edmonton 12. Coffey, who got the goal, had 3 shots to lead Edmonton. Robinson had 2 for Montreal. And so the second period is about to get underway. We have LaRouche at center, shut over on the left side, Lafleur on the right wing. And in the penalty box, Hagman. He has 1 minute and 20 seconds left, so the Canadians on the power play. Gingras twisted it in there. There's a shot by LaRouche. Bob was away out of the net. And LaRouche went for the far side, and he missed by a foot or so. Turning in his own line is LaRouche. Now he has Lafleur and Gingras with him in over the line. A good move there by LaRouche. LaRouche takes a look. Back to the line it goes. Gingras shooting it. Goal!
Well, Gaston Gingras playing his first game in this series. Last night, not playing. That shot go from the point. It looked like it hit an Edmonton stick right there. And it changed directions. I don't think Moog saw it, and it went directly. It didn't touch a thing after that. Right between his legs in a 1-1 hockey game. That's the goal the Canadians have been looking for after hitting a couple of goal posts. But an unfortunate goal for the Oilers to give up. The puck was touched way back out by the blue line, but unfortunately Moog could not see it, and it slid right between his legs.
A Gingras. LaRouche getting an assist. Robinson also an assist. Now coming in is Messier. Another shot, and it went wide. Messier very alertly came out to stop Messier. Now Messier is chasing it into the corner. Robinson is after him. They jostled in there. Anderson moved in too. And Atkins cleared it to the center ice area. Vogelin is back there for Edmonton. He's being chased by Scheck. Puck is cleared to the line. Robinson stopped it. And it went over the top of the net. and it boomed off the glass. Here is Anderson hitting the Montreal line. A shot. That went off Robinson's stick and over the glass. From the Forum of Montreal, this is Stanley Cup 81. A minute and 19 seconds have been played in the second period. Gingras getting the goal. LaRouche and Robinson the assist. The time of the goal, 32 seconds. Coffey has scored for Edmonton. It's 1-1. Now Curry in over the line. He centered it in front. Gretzky shooting it. And it hit defenseman Langway. Into the corner. It's centered back. Here's Gainey starting up on the left wing. He passes it through center to Raisin. Ula puts on the brake. Clears it right in there. A deflection by Gainey. And Moult was there. And they keep up this forward pace. In over the line. A pass to Callaghan from Gretzky. The shot off the leg. Now it's centered. Out comes Chevigny. He clears it down the ice. Back after it goes Siltanen. And it is icing against Montreal.
Canadians again with some good pressure on. Reggie Hull making a good pass in front of the net to Gainey. How this didn't go in, I'll never know. He went between the legs of Moog, hit his other leg, and then came back to the side of the net. The goal seems to have spurred the Canadians on a little bit here.
There you see Moog down, and Gainey back on the bench after that close call. Now it's back to the line. Coffey keeping it in. Robinson being watched by Anderson. Lambert ahead to Risebrow. Back for Lambert. He clears it rather gently into Edmonton territory. Trombley centering the near shot by Lambert. And it hit a player in front of the net. The Edmontonians come to center. They shoot it down the ice. Off the board, Trombley trying to clear it out. He does not succeed. Messier turning in the corner. Being tied up by Captain Savard. Acton looking for a loose puck along with Anderson, and they get a face-off in the Canadian zone.
Out of Philadelphia, Bill Barber's having quite a night for the Flyers. He has 3 goals, according to this. Is that true? Barber has 3. Anyway, the Flyers lead Quebec by a score of 3-1. Shootout in Boston, Mickey. 4-3 now, Bruins, second period. Another wandering goaltender, young Moog.
Not sure Jacob Barber's got the 3 goals tonight, if that may be his 3rd playoff goal.
Anyway, they're ahead 3-1.
And it is a tie hockey game at 1. Here at the Forum of Montreal in the second period, 3 minutes and 16 seconds have been played. It's corralled by Savard. Trombley is bumped on the boards by Unger. Robinson. A high rising shot. Unger is on the ice for the Edmonton Oilers. Puck into the center ice area. Anderson with Unger over the line. Back into the center ice area. Anderson is belted at center by Trombley. Robinson shoots it toward the corner. Now Trombley moves into the center ice area. Messier comes down on the wing over to Unger. Couldn't get the shot away against Engblom. And the action is fast and furious. Now Engblom against Unger, and a penalty is about to be assessed. I think that was the indication by the referee Harris.
Before he can sort it all out, there's a gathering of the clan in the area to the right in the Canadian zone. Now that's Unger, and I don't know who. Unger had taken a rap at Engblom. Was it Acton who was involved with him?
It was Acton, Dick. He just knocked Acton over. Now, I don't know who the first penalty is being called against. If it was Montreal, that's not a very smart play by Gary Unger, because he'll probably get a penalty besides.
Harris is pointing at Unger here just now. Gretzky goes over to say something to Acton. Now this kid is amazing. At 20 minutes to 7 tonight, when every other member of the Oilers was in uniform or almost, He was still in civvies eating potato chips in a room down here. I said, aren't you playing tonight? Glenn Sather was there. He said, no, he's got to eat his dinner.
Dick, when you're 20 years old, I guess you can get away with it.
It's amazing. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game coming to you from the Forum in Montreal. What you are hearing in the background here at the Forum, the reaction toward referee Wally Harris, who's a Montreal native. He has given the Canadians 2 minor penalties, Acton and Engbaum, and 1 to Unger of Edmonton.
So the original penalty then, Dick, came right here on Brian Engblom. And then
the arm was already up on that one.
Yeah, that was a call to Engblom, I believe, and then the coincidentals to Unger and Acton after that, I believe.
Brian Engblom, 2 minutes for holding, and number 12, Keith Acton, 2 minutes for roughing at 3 minutes, 49 seconds.
Good call, Mick. So 3 of them in the penalty box. All you Bill Barber fans in Montreal and Edmonton, your man has 2 goals tonight. He had 2 last night, though, Danny, so he's found the range. They lead Quebec 3-1. Danny Gare has scored for Buffalo, and now they are ahead of Vancouver 3-1.
It is Siltanen. Anderson into the corner, survived along with Siltanen. Jarvis trying to tie it up against Anderson. He succeeds.
This really sets up a dangerous situation for the Canadians. Now the Edmonton Oilers with the man advantage playing 4 skaters to 3. A lot of ice surface out there to move around, and of course number 99 out there with Tony Yari Curry.
And the face-off to the left at Moog. Siltanen around the net, playing it up on the right side to Curry with Gretzky, who takes that pass in the center ice area. Gretzky gets it to Curry, they're ready to go! And a big stick effort there to save a goal by 70. That was beautiful execution between Gretzky and Curry. And then at the other end, coming up big was 70. Coffey coming in off the boards to Siltanen. He shoots at the rebound. Back it goes. Here's Coffey taking the shot. Leg saved by 70. Now it's back. Siltanen going in for the shot. He scores! A booming blast by number 8, Siltanen.
Now the smiles back of the Edmonton bench as the Oilers regain the lead. It's 2-1 Edmonton. The power play goal by Siltanen. Pick the short side, Mick.
Boy, 70 got a piece of this, I think, right off his trapper, but it still had enough on it to keep on going and go right into the top corner. The Edmonton Oilers really doing a good job of moving the puck around. Again, resulted a 4-on-3. That really is a dangerous situation, and it's paid off for the Oilers. But 70 did get a piece of it. This guy, Siltanen, can really fire that puck.
Assist for Gretzky. 6 on the year in the playoffs.
Scored by number 8, assisted by number 17, Yari Curry, and number 99, Wayne Gretzky, at 4 minutes, 43 seconds.
4:43. Siltanen getting the goal. Curry or Curry and Gretzky getting the assist. Engblom over on the other side. They are now playing 5-a-side. Pass goes. Engblom playing it back, and it's picked off at the line. Here's Hunter coming down on the left side. The shot. A leg saved by 70. Ahead to Lafleur. Lafleur having his difficulty against Weir. Now up on the wing it goes. Got to Lafleur. Lafleur getting skating room. Lafleur coming down, takes the shot. An easy save for Mogul. Now his shot going in, takes the shot, the rebound. And it comes back to the line. Weir down on the left side. Passes it off to Anderson. Lafleur takes over to the other side to Langway. Now Acton out of the penalty box along with Unger. Back at center, Anderson gathering speed on the left wing. And it's called on the outside.
The Oilers 2, the Canadians 1. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Forum in Montreal.
Edmonton, a team that has played splendid, superb hockey in this series so far. Leading in the second period 2-1. Messier into the corner, and it is icing call against Montreal.
Well, Mark Napier, chatting with Mark during the first intermission, had a fine season this year with 35 goals, had 2 goals in the Canadiens' final game. He tied Steve Shutt for the goal-scoring lead on the team and was second overall in points. Which brings me again to Wayne Gretzky. I think, Mick, one of the most amazing things to me of Gretzky was how far ahead he finished from the closest on his team, 89 points ahead of Yari Curry. That's amazing. You can't assist yourself in your own goals, can you?
Now they fight for it along the boards. Houle getting it out. On top of it quickly is Messier. Over to Hagelin. A pass for Anderson. The Canadiens, Napier. And something happened behind the play, which will bring about a penalty or two.
Looks like Anderson at least is going to go off. I don't know if Harris called double penalties to Houle and Anderson, but at least Anderson and Houle is going off. So, no, he isn't going off.
No, I don't know. He blew the whistle with the Canadiens in possession of the puck.
It looks like just the one penalty to the Oilers.
So then why'd he blow the whistle with Napier carrying the puck up the ice?
It's an interesting point, Dick. I know the fellow sitting in the penalty bench had both doors open, waiting for one of the Canadiens, but apparently not. The Canadiens will be on a power play. 5-3 now, Minnesota leading Boston. Steve Payne's second goal of the game. He's played well. I think he has 4 goals in the playoffs. But anyway, the North Stars ahead of the Bruins, 5-3. That's in the second period. When's Redmond going to score down there? I don't know, Dick. I haven't done it. It's interesting, though, Boston, there wasn't very many penalties in that game last night in Boston. Just one fight. And the North Stars apparently played very well. Of course, they hadn't won a game until last night in the Boston Garden ever.
On the power play for Montreal, Shutt, LaRouche, Lafleur, Robinson, and Gingras defending. Weir and Hunter up front. On defense, Vogelin and Lowe. Vogelin breaks it up and clears it into the center ice area. Edmonton 2, Montreal 1, and there's LaRouche with that head fake and a beautiful move in over the line. And he couldn't get by Weir on the other side. Robinson laying it up on the left wing. The Canadiens having difficulty penetrating. Now the Oilers get it out over the line. Robinson reaching for it. 45 seconds of the penalty have gone by. There's a shot right on by Shutt. A very coolly grab by Lowe. An opening and a shot out over the line. Coach Bader has a fine alignment. The ranks of the Oilers were killing off penalties. Canadians can't do anything right here. Finally, it's Lambert. Lambert goes into the corner around the net. Lambert getting it back to Robinson. Here is Langley shooting it away wide to the other side. And it is Messier clearing it down the ice. The penalty time remaining to Anderson. 25 seconds. Lambert on the left side. Knocked off his stick. Acton playing it to Englund on the right side. He flashes it in. There's Lafleur playing it back in. Lafleur was belted along the boards by Messier. Here's Lafleur trying to get in front, and he wrapped it off a leg. Now, just 2 seconds left in the penalty. And we have the expiration of the penalty as they struggle on the boards. It's knocked down by Englund. He cleared it in. The Oilers playing it into the center ice area. Over on the far side for Messier. He dumped it in front. 78 swung and missed, but Lambert was there. Englund from behind the net up on the left side. Lambert comes to center. Lambert seems very tired. Didn't have much speed. He cleared it in, went to the bench. And speed is something that Edmonton has plenty of. Here is Gretzky. Gretzky in over the line. It goes in towards Savigny to the corner, along the boards. Now Hunter is racing in there. He's going to get it. Hunter around the net. After him doggedly is Jarvis. Robinson looking on, and the play is stopped.
With the score, the Oilers 2, the Canadiens 1. This is Stanley Cup 81. Philadelphia, Anton Stastny has scored, and that narrows the gap. The Flyers lead Quebec 3-2. That's in the second period.
Callaghan is on the left side. Unger at center. Curry is the other forward. There's Curry dashing into the corner, centering it off Unger's stick. Now Callaghan being watched by Robinson. It's centered back there in Savard. Reacher takes over. Laying it cleared out. A shot away wide by Callaghan. Back it goes. Here's Coffey playing it ahead. Edmonton leading Montreal 2-1. And in 6 seconds, we will have reached the midway mark of the period and the midway mark of the hockey game in regulation time.
And the fans getting impatient. In New York at the Island, the Leafs and the Islanders went into the second period scoreless, but the well-known firm of Bossy and Trottier has clicked for 2 quick goals. Bossy the first, Trottier the second. And the Islanders lead the Leafs now 2-0.
Engblom moves into the center ice area. Coffey around the net. In pursuit is Napier. Excellent speed by Coffey. Shooting it in. And these young legs of the Oilers working overtime. And with tremendous degree of effectiveness. There's Shutt getting it back to Napier. Backhand shot. It's corralled in front of the goalie by, I think that is Riviere.
We're going to take a look now at one of the goals anyway, scored in Long Island. It's scoreless right now in the hockey game. And there's an errant Toronto pass picked up by Michael Bossy, who right-hands it past Bunny LaRocque, who's in the net tonight for the Leafs. So that gave the Islanders the 1-0 lead. Mickey, the Canadians shooting the puck in as often as they are, and the fans getting on them. There's no forechecking. It's giving the Oilers a chance to wheel and come out.
The interesting thing I was going to make a point, Dick, is the Canadians are also shooting it in on their power play, and the Oilers are not. We've noticed they've been really trying to make their plays, and as a result, getting more scoring chances.
Hagman clearing it to the left side. Messier over to Anderson. Back for Messier. Around the net, he centered it, and Napier is turning for Montreal. He has Mondeau with him. Napier dropping it back to Mondeau. The shot goes off Lowe's leg. And Lowe grabbed it and held.
So Dick, to finish up on your point, a lot of teams today do dump the puck in. I think that just seems to be the style, if you can call it a style. But you definitely have to back it up with wingers that are on the move and are able to get on top of the defenders in their own zone. As we look at Trottier's goal to put the Islanders up 2-0. But you've got to get those wingers going in to get on top. Send the first man in to forecheck, takes the body. Second man in usually takes the puck, and as a result, you get some scoring chances. Canadians just not doing that. They're trying to do it alone, throwing it in, nobody going after it, and the Oilers are just being allowed to freewheel out of their own zone.
Now here's Engblom giving it to Napier. Napier is shooting it. Both got that right arm up and deflected to Mickey Redmond. Basically, Edmonton is defeating Montreal and beating them at their own game, which is skating.
They certainly are. That's the reason they won the hockey game last night. They were on the puck quicker than the Canadians. It just seemed like they wanted it a little more. They got, as we mentioned, a lot of young fellas out there, and they just don't know what the word pressure means. They're in here having fun. They just like to play hockey, and boom, they're winning some games.
Now it's Engblom. Napier's pass finally picked up by Anderson ahead. Hagman over to Messier. His shot is blocked. That's Engblom laying it up along the board. Shot into the center ice area. 3 Canadians hitting the Edmonton line. Now it's shot over on the other side. Napier takes the shot. Overland clearing it ahead. And when Anderson touched it, it was called for a glove pass. Mondeau and Anderson had words.
Hockey Night in Canada will continue in just a moment.
Glenn Sather. He was ecstatic after last night's victory. Now here's Robinson landing on the shot. Ray Jean-Houle centering it. Weir from the corner. Siltanen, who has scored the go-ahead goal. The pass finally goes to Hunter. Shooting it into the corner. Lafleur laying it behind. There's somebody lays a shot to the first side, and the rebound is just cleared away from Hunter. Robinson ahead to Lafleur. Lafleur got clear but without looking, and the Canadians were guilty of coughing up the puck to use the old cliche very often last night, and they're doing it again here in the second period. Silverman. Gingras takes a shot. Both got in front of it. Now breaking out, 3 Edmonton Oilers. Weir took the pass, Hunter off the line. Lovely justice, peeking in on the right side. Lovely around the net, getting it out of the shot. And it's stopped off the stick of Hunter. Here's Lumley getting in there, firing it. And Lumley was permitted to roam around. And luckily for Montreal, he fired it high. Ray Jean-Houl can't get away from the determination and dedication of number 20, Lumley. Gretzky into the corner. Robinson is watching him. The centering pass goes off the skate. Robinson is Coffey shooting at. Walking back was Engblom. Robinson and Gretzky was down rather heavily in behind the Canadians net. It's sent it right out in front. Cleared away. Shot down the ice by Callaghan. 70 had to clear right out in front of goes to Callaghan. He made a pass when he could have shot. Now the puck into the center ice area. Back they come. Here's Gretzky over the line. Fired it high. The rebound. Knocked away from Callaghan by 70. And again, the Canadians were very fortunate that Edmonton shot by Gretzky was a high rising shot.
Tell you, 70 made an alert play, Mickey. I thought to come out when the puck came off the glass to knock it away from Callaghan in front of the net. But boy, this line is out there, and they have just got the Canadians hanging on the rope. I've watched the Canadians all year. They played in Boston Sunday night. Good hockey game. Didn't mean anything in the standings for either team. Good, entertaining hockey game. I just can't understand how in the space of a couple of nights that they have suddenly come up as flat as they have right here. Of course, the Oilers are a big reason. Here's that play again.
Gretzky, one of the few times he'd not make a mistake but not realize where he was on the ice. He was in a breakaway situation with another one of the Oilers, but I don't think I've ever seen a team put as much pressure on the Canadians as we're seeing the Oilers do, especially the Gretzky line right now.
I would think that the Canadians' flatness is attributable in large measure to the manner in which the Oilers are playing. They are just out skating Montreal at every turn. There's a centering pass. They're not giving the Canadians the opportunity to get these good scoring opportunities. Now it's Anderson dropping it back to Hagman. Hagman centering it. Engblom cleared it to the corner. Anderson fighting for possession with Langway. Langway to Acton. Now Acton is fast. He was upended. Coming out over the line. Penalty coming up to Hagman. Acton shooting it. And he shot it wide. I think that was Hagman that hauled Acton down.
Live from the Forum in Montreal, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Canadian General.
Penalty, number 10.
Well, again, the presence of Keith Acton felt here in the hockey game. This is the second penalty that he's drawn tonight. And if I'm not mistaken, Dick, Hagman took the other penalty on him earlier in the game.
Well, I can now report that Bill Barber does have 3 goals in the Spectrum. I tried to give him 3 earlier. 5-3, 5-2 now.
Langway shooting it. Saved by Mose. He didn't have much room to work on that shot. Now goes back to Gingras. There it is, and it's kicked off. Lafleur laying it back into the corner to Lambert. Montreal is on the power play. Lambert in on the board. In front of goals is Gingras. He shoots it. Saving again is this little goalie who spells his name M-O-O-G and pronounces it Moog, and I don't know. I would pronounce it brilliant.
Well, I'll tell you, Danny, he may be little, but he's certainly coming up big right now for the Edmonton Oilers. Canadians doing a good job of pressure. Yvon Lambert using the body in the corner to ward off the Edmonton player, and the good pressure on, and of course they're using the point. Gingras back right there with a big shot, and some good stuff by Moog again.
A minute and a half left in the penalty. Now it goes to Tremblay into the corner to Lafleur. Lafleur getting set over the other side of Tremblay. He fired it, and he glazed it off the goalpost. The angle was rather severe. A minute and 12 seconds left in the penalty. We have Coffey on the bench with the Riviere. Hunter up front with Anderson. There's a shot. Gengras took the shot. Rebound taken to the board. And it's cleared into the center ice area. Robinson to Lafleur. Lafleur over to Lambert. He takes the shot and a skate save by Moog. Canadians now have 27 shots. Edmonton 21.
Let's say they said after last night's game he thought he'd start Moog because the Canadians haven't seen him. He says, as a matter of fact, I haven't seen him that much. He obviously is liking what he's seeing now, but he's under a lot of fire here right now, and he's making good saves, Mickey.
He is. They're not just hitting him.
Yeah, right.
He's making the move. You're right. There was a couple last night that did hit him, although he did make some super stops. Right now, in the last 5-6 minutes, he has actually gone out and got the puck. I mean, there's no luck involved at all.
Before the series started, goaltending was suspect for Edmonton, but that suspicion has been erased for the nonce at least up to this point in the series. They're getting excellent goaltending. 47 seconds. The time left in the penalty to Hagman. Now it's back. Robinson clearing it in. Dean just takes the shot. It's off the leg. They center it to the other side. Gengras clearing it in. Back it comes to the point. Robinson has to backtrack to center. Shot over for Gengras. Hunter breaks that up, comes in on the right side, takes his time. He forced his third with killing off seconds, and he is on an offensive maneuver. Now shot coming in off the line. Low cleared it. It's behind the net. It's centered. Back to the line. Here's Robinson getting set. A shot to the short side. They center it. Gengras winds up. There's the shot. It rolls in there, and Moog holds.
He's a pretty good power play right here, Mickey, but they haven't been able to beat this little guy. Oilers on top of Montreal. You know, with power plays, you get that extra bit of ice skating room, but they're not getting it that much.
Well, this looks like the best Canadians power play in the 5 periods, roughly, that we played here in this series. But see there, right there, you saw an example of the Oilers rushing. They're not that far away from the point men. In that case, the stick got in the road with the big slap shot and the wind-up. It gives the player a little extra time to get in front of it. But just the last little bit there, Canadians just unable to finish. That hit a couple of goal posts. Mario Tremblay hit the post just moments before.
Okay, in Philly now 5-2 Flyers over Quebec. Barber with his third, and Lawrence the 4th and 5th goals for the Flyers.
5 seconds left in the penalty. Englund shooting it nowhere near the net. Here's Langley. The penalty has expired. Gainey around the net. He lost it to Stiltonen. Langley is going to keep it in. He takes the shot. It's off the stick. Messier starting out over the line. Gathering speed with Hagman. There's the shot. He didn't miss by much. Anderson centered it. Mondu wheels away. He skedaddles down on that left side. Over the line. And it's called on the offside.
Oilers still leading 2-1 this Stanley Cup playoff game. Coming to you from the Forum in Montreal.
So there you see the shots on goal. 29 for Montreal, 21 for Edmonton. The scoreboard showing Edmonton leading 2-1. The goals have been scored by Coffey to open the scoring. Gengras tied it. And then Stiltonen on the power play. Down it comes to the Canadiens line. 3 minutes and 22 seconds of time remaining. Now the Oilers are coming in. Curry was tied up. Out in front it goes to Coffey, the defenseman. He's in there rather deeply up on the left side. Risebrough cleared at the center. Coffey gets a feathery toss to Callaghan. Callaghan with the head fake. A long, weak shot. Englund getting it to the line, out over the line, and it's called on the offside. So you have that Gretzky line out there again. And you know, Mickey, in the long and exciting history of the Stanley Cup playoffs, there have been some great individual efforts. Rocket Richard getting 5 goals in a playoff game in which Montreal defeated Toronto 5-1 in 1944. And there's the intermission, Callaghan, LaPerriere, and then Reggie Leach, 76, getting 5 goals. But that individual effort last night by Gretzky, he didn't get a goal, but his 5 assists, it's great comparably and favorably.
The interesting thing, Danny, is he didn't have a shot on goal last night either.
But it was an outstanding individual effort, leading Edmonton to that 6-3 victory. Callaghan Goes to the line, makes the shot, puts in there the backhand. 70 played it smartly. He came out. Gretzky fighting for possession with Robinson. Halligan in there to help out. And Jarvis ties up his man Halligan. Robinson comes up, headmans the puck. Risebrough couldn't make contact, and we have icing called against Montreal with 2:02 left in the second period.
There's a look at Ruel behind the Canadiens bench, and he's got to be wondering what the Canadiens have to do to beat Andy Moog down on the Oiler net.
He realizes, of course, as everybody on that Canadiens bench and all the players on the ice, if they lose this one, going into Edmonton down 2 games for that third game, best-in-5 series, the odds would have to be prohibitively in favor of the Oilers. Now Lowe shooting it in. I understand the interest in Edmonton is just fantastic. Scalpers started to work early this morning. Now Englund shooting it in. Lowe's around the net. Out over the line. The native of Lachute shoots it in. And Langway lays it to Lafleur. Up on the wing it goes. Régin Houle over the line. Houle puts on the break. Centers it. Lowe takes it. Fails to clear it out. Here's Leroux. Ahead to Lafleur. Lafleur lost it. Houle trying to jam it from the side. Silverman knocks it to the wing. Engblom playing it in. Here's Lafleur, and the pass goes over the stick of Leroux. And the pace is beginning to tell. It's slowed down a bit into the final minute of the second period. Engblom shoots it in. Now, in there goes Acton. Acton lost it. Tremblay pumping solidly with Messier. Silverman to the other side. Cleared it. It's knocked back in, but it's blocked out by Lumley. It goes to center, and there's an offside. 34 seconds the time remaining in the second period.
Well, the Canadiens look very frustrated here in the second period. Look at Irving Grundman behind the Canadiens bench. It kind of tells it all, the look on his face right now. The Canadiens, as I mentioned, they're just not clicking. The passing is not on. They're certainly giving it their best effort, but they just can't seem to get anything to go. The Oilers, on the other hand, very smooth, and things are going their way.
Well, again, we go back to when you're not being cohesive, you're not making these crisp, feathery passes and connecting. Often it is because of the opposition. They're not giving you that opportunity to do it. And as you've noticed several times, Edmonton checking beautifully, skating with great alacrity. Now it's cleared in. Lambert knocks it down, gets it out in front to the line. Here comes Messier, winds up for the shot, 3 or 4 feet wide. There's the shot from the board. It went off Savard's stick and trickled by that gaping side of the net. Here's Hagman. Hagman centering it, and that's going to be the end of the period. So, Siltanen at 4:43 from Curry and Gretzky with the go-ahead goal, 2-1 for Edmonton. What have we got here? Well, I tell you what we have right here. We want to tell you the score at the end of the second period is Edmonton 2, Montreal 1.
Back in a moment, right after this important gronk.
Canadiens and the Oilers are filing out from the dressing rooms. Gingras at 32 seconds in the second period. Siltanen, a power play goal at 4:43. So that tells you the scoring story. Edmonton 2, Montreal 1. And I would think that the performance of the Oilers so far in this series, right in the Canadiens' bailiwick, has shocked and stunned Canadian fans. Quebec 6. Philadelphia, no, that's Philadelphia 5, Quebec 3 in the second period. Islanders 3, Toronto no score. They're into the third period in that one. Buffalo away ahead of Vancouver 4-1 in the second period. St. Louis won Pittsburgh 0. That's in the first period. What? 1-0. Calgary over Chicago. And I think that third goal for the Islanders was scored by Trottier. And I think this is it. That's it. That's Trottier's goal to make it 3-0 for the Islanders over the Toronto Maple Leafs. And from another angle, we're going to see the same goal by the Islanders. Ron Andrews, you gave me a score there. Minnesota leading Boston 8-4. Is that right? There's that goal. And the third period is underway. Robinson shooting it in. Knocked down by LaRiviere. Ahead to Lumley. He bounces it in there. And Savard circles on the right side, comes into the center ice area. Mondeau missed the pass. Into the corner. Callaghan forechecking is Mondeau. LaRiviere ahead on the right side. Now it's flipped ahead. Robinson missed Gainey with that pass. LaRiviere to Gretzky. A skate save on that long shot. Savard ahead to Lafleur. Lafleur on the left side. A bad pass for Gainey. Now Gainey, still on the left wing, takes the shot from well out. Callaghan couldn't get anywhere at center. Robinson handing it off to Savard with that spinorama play, and he cleared it into the corner. Coffey playing it back to center. They start this period in a quiet fashion. They're checking rather closely. Let's see if they open it up here. Down to the line, over the line. Coffey takes the shot, and he's wide with it. Now Lambert into the center ice area. Tremblay going after it, and Coffey shot it, and it goes over the glass. From the Forum of Montreal, this is Stanley Cup 81. A minute and 31 seconds has gone by. There's a long shot by Langway. Into the corner, they fight for it. Hagman on the board, tied up by Tremblay. Mickey, I was mentioning a moment ago how the performance of Edmonton has shocked and stunned the Canadian fans, but I think we would have to term it a surprise for hockey fans across the country. And there are the coaches. But when you analyze and examine the setup of this Edmonton team, it shouldn't be too surprising.
They're a great skating hockey club, Danny, and it doesn't surprise me at all that they are dominating to a certain extent.
Well, I was thinking more so because of the 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds, many of them on the team. And these players can improve not only over a season, but over a month and through week to week. Now here's Anderson going in, getting in front. Shot it, and he hit the side of the net. Good work by Anderson. Almost had that third goal for Edmonton. Acton having a difficult time against Hagman. On the board, and they get a whistle.
Well, Danny, you know, the Oilers last year also a good playoff experience against the Philadelphia Flyers. 2 games went into overtime, and I know yesterday, speaking with Wayne Gretzky, he said that, you know, it had to help the Oilers a lot. Now, after the season is over, and now they're back into the playoff situation again, it's something they've thought about, and they did give the Flyers a good run for their money, and here they are again to take another shot at it. So that experience certainly has helped them.
And the fatherly advice from Mr. Sather from time to time helps with these young hockey players.
That's interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen Sather yelling behind that bench. He's quite a cool guy.
A very low profile. The Oilers, everybody up for this face-off. Back it goes to the line to Lowe. There's the shot. It's over the top of the net. Oh, to Lafleur on the right side. LaRouche is bumped out of the play and knocked to the ice by Hunter. Now Lowe. He misses his man Weir with the pass. Down the ice it goes. Gingras in there, and he touches it, and it is icing against Edmonton.
That shootout continues down in Boston. It's now 8-4 Minnesota, so Ron Andrews tells me. Record for most goals, one game in the playoffs. Two teams, 15. They've scored 12. Now on the board here it says 8-6. I don't know if the board's right or whatever. We'll try to bring you up to date. McMillan has scored for Calgary. The Flames lead Chicago 1-0.
And that 8-7 game was the main night right here at the fourth. In 1973, Ken Dryden and Esposito. That was the game. Last shot wins.
Who got the last shot?
Chicago, did they win it 8-7?
Yeah. Who took the shot, Danny?
I don't know. Really? Who did?
Lou Angotti.
Lou Angotti. Now the Canadians forechecking. It's stopped by Gingras. Cleared out by Fogelin into the center ice area. Robinson ripped it back. Here's Uhl along the board. Fogelin ahead to Weir. Weir coming down, clearing it ahead. Gingras had that puck go behind him. Robinson to Gingras. He stumbles and falls. Now Robinson working from the corner, coming out with Lafleur and Uhl and LaRouche. Robinson is in over the line, takes the shot wide by 4 or 5 feet. LaRiviere ran into a check. Up on the right side at center. Lumley winding up high. Langley with the teams changing on the fly. Curry knocks it down. Gets it to Callaghan. Couldn't get a shot away. Here's Lafleur breaking down on that right side. Lafleur shakes off Coffey. Comes to the side of the net. Now it comes back to the point. Langley shooting it back in. Here's Mondoux trying to jam it from the side. Langley rushes in along the boards against Gretzky. Curry gets it, puts it onto the stick end. Langley takes a shot. He didn't miss by much. It just got by. Canadians with pressure here. LaRiviere against Napier. They're in on the board. Callaghan goes in to help out, and the play is stopped.
Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game coming to you from the Montreal Forum. Joe Micheletti has scored for the St. Louis Blues, and they lead Pittsburgh 1-0. That's in the second period.
Canadians, everybody up. Back to Robinson. His pass goes off the stick. Now, here's Messier cutting in from the left side. Moving shot. I don't know whether 70 got a piece of it. Here's Acton going in and goal. Shoots on a glove. Save. Moss, he has been an enormous figure in this hockey game. Gingras keeping it in. Tremblay shooting it. And it goes off. Moss. Along the line, a shot. Rebound. Siltanen has it. Cleared down the ice. Down there goes Anderson sliding to knock it away with Gingras. On the boards is Acton looking for it. Acton starting out on the right wing. Comes into the center ice area, gives it to Tremblay. A shot grabbed easily. Now into the center ice area. Siltanen ahead to Hagman over the line. Chalmers picks it up at his own blue line. With Risebrough, there's the shot wide. Risebrough clearing it to the far side to Gainey. Gainey getting set, can't center it against Lowe to the other side. Here's Langley shooting it. It's caught up in the paraphernalia of Hagman.
Jacques Richard has scored for Quebec. It's now 5-3 Philadelphia. Lindy Ruff has given Buffalo a 5-1 lead over Vancouver. And the 2 goals by Trottier, 1 by Bossy. 3-0 Islanders over Toronto.
There is Andy Moe. He seems to be enjoying his play in Stanley Cup competition. He's thriving on it. Lowe playing it to the other side. Gretzky goes in there to pick it up. Now Lowe around the net to the other side. Langley stops it. Here's Langley getting set. He shoots that. That was a screen shot. And it's grabbed.
Ricky Becky, that's the 37th shot the Canadians have had in the hockey game.
Well, they're really peppering Moog right now, but he is coming up big. I'll tell you, it's amazing. But it won't be too amazing after tonight is over. Win or lose, Moog has played a tremendous hockey game. Kind of an interesting line combination we just saw. Jarvis Gainey and Doug Risebrough playing against the Gretzky line.
Well, here's Risebrough on right wing off and on toward the end of the season when Chris Nyland was either hurt or suspended. Nyland not in uniform tonight. Danny, a lot of people, like myself included, thought the Canadians would use Guy Lapointe for his experience. Flyers now ahead by 3. But it doesn't work out that way.
Well, we must realize he's not on very good terms with the coach, is he?
I thought they'd use him anyway.
Now the Oilers. Rink-wide pass. Lumley clearing it to the other side. Hunter drills that shot, carries it from one corner to the other. Gingras playing it down on the left side, feeding into Edmonton territory is Oul. Oul trying to get clear. Now Lumley. Ahead it goes to Hunter again. The save by Savigny. Edmonton 2, Montreal 1, 13 minutes and 13 seconds of time remaining in regulation time. Gingras. The pass to Lafleur was not a good one. Now Coffey is forced back. Oul cleared it in. He didn't get much on that pass, and on it quickly the Oilers. Hunter bumping with Robinson. Lafleur over the line, takes the shot. That would have been to the side of the net.
2-1. Oilers lead, 12:45 left in regulation time. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Montreal Forum.
12:45 is the time remaining. Montreal, everybody up for this face-off, but the Oilers get the draw. Hits to Messier. Now it is shot winding up, and that seemed to tip a bit.
Well, Mick, you wonder what the Oilers are going to try to do now. Are they going to start firing and falling back as they look up at the clock with the 1-goal lead?
Well, I think we noticed in the second period they really are not going on the offense like they have been in the first 4 periods of this series, but they don't want to start doing that with the Canadians. At least give them a chance to move in.
There's the shot. Shuffle the shot. Another one loose. Second to the side of the net. Feverish action around Moog. But he kept it out as he has done so brilliantly tonight, with the exception of one shot that was taken from the point by Gingras.
Matty Hagman came up on the limp, and you see him there now having a lot of difficulty making it to the Edmonton bench. So something happened to Hagman. Seemed to be dragging his left leg as he leaves the ice, but he's in a fair amount of trouble right now as he takes a spot on a chair in back of the bench. Might see what happened here if we can spot Hagman in the picture.
The Canadians with some furious action. Napier just missing the pass, parked on the doorstep. May not. There's Hagman tying up shut in front of the net. Can't quite see what happened, but he's definitely limping.
Now from in front of the net, cleared out by Hicks. There's a shot by Anderson from the right wing. Englund, a lead pass to Mondu. Mondu tried to get it over on the left wing to shot. It went off the stick, back on the right side. Messier over for Unger, cleared into the corner. Along the boards, Anderson for Messier. Here's Anderson getting right in front. He was upended. Now the Canadians break down on the right side. Led by Napier, Langway, and Shutt. Coming up is Mondu. It's centered. Cleared away by Silverman. There's a shot off the leg. Stopped at the line. Englund clearing it into the corner. And Silverman shot it over the glass.
Well, you talked about Glenn Sather a minute ago being calm, cool, and collected back of the Oilers bench. Not so right now. He is up on the bench and really letting Harris have it at long range. Obviously calling for a penalty on Brian Engblom in the play involving Glenn Anderson right in front of the Canadians' net here a moment ago. So he's not always cool and collected, gentlemen.
I was just going to say, Dick, we talk about him being quiet, and there he is upstream and yelling. But
All right, here it is right here.
Yes, Anderson trying to come in front of the net. Boy, that was a close one. I'll tell you that much. Jim Sevigny came out of the net and just knocked the puck away from Anderson.
Now Fogelman from the right side dumps it into the center ice area. Robinson over for Keeney. Callaghan knocked it out. Jarvis bringing it in. He was upended by Callaghan. Now Callaghan tipped it ahead into the center ice area. Gretzky is over the line, fades to the left, shoots it in there, and Sevigny looked behind him. Now Robinson cleared it to the point. Fogelman snapped it back in. Risebrow, without looking, shot it down the ice. It goes into Edmonton territory. Callaghan handing it off to Fogelman. A pass misses Gretzky, and it is icing called against Edmonton.
With the score, Edmonton 2, Montreal 1. This is Stanley Cup 81.
2-1 for the Oilers over the Canadiens. 10:48 the time left in regulation time. Now moving in Langway, he couldn't get it. Curry knocked it to the Canadiens line. Now Engblom gathering speed on that right side, over the line. Acton with his speed put the Canadiens defenseman offside.
Well, I think it goes without saying, this may be the biggest period of this series for the Canadiens especially, and the Oilers, if they could hang on and win here. Danny mentioned earlier, very difficult to walk into Edmonton for the Canadiens being down 2 games, but a different series if the Canadiens can come back here tonight and possibly pull this one out.
It is Weir at center. Oh, the long shot. That had to bring about a nimble effort by Moog. Down the ice it goes. Icing against the Oilers.
Well, that's the second straight icing call against Edmonton. And you start to, that was the home team. They might be booing them. Now we're going to take another look at another goal as the Leafs get on the board. Bruce Boudreau does the scoring to make it 3-1. Billy Smith, the goaltender for the Islanders. And what's that? Follow the bouncing puck in front of the net by the looks of this. And it's right through Smith's leg. There's a strange one. Oh,
he's going to be too happy with his defenseman on that play.
Yes, not. Well, that's the first Toronto goal in that game. They lost last night badly. 3-1. That's in the third period.
Now it's back to Engblom. He chases it to the corner, centers it off a skate. Messier getting it up to the line. The veteran Unger. He lost it. Tremblay laying it back in for Langway. Langway starting out, plays it ahead gently on the left side to Engblom. In there goes Tremblay. Acton comes up with it. Back to Engblom. There's the shot. Moog kicking it into the corner. Up on the left side. Unger can't clear it out the first time. Now going after it. Tremblay to Lambert. He couldn't corral it behind the net. Here's Langway shooting it back in along the board. The Oilers get it, and it's Unger who shoots it out. We have not had that end-to-end fire wagon type of hockey in this period. The type of which characterized most of the first period and a good deal of the second. Now here's Anderson poking it away. Anderson coming in with Messier. It's center. Lafleur turning on the right side. Gives it to Oul. Oul ahead to LaRouche. LaRouche over the line. A weak shot. That's wide. Robinson knocks to the ice along the board. Gingras stopping it. There's the shot. Save on the short side. Gingras takes another shot. He's wide with it. And the Oilers knock it into the center ice area. Gingras over for Oul. It's too far. Lafleur playing it to Robinson. Robinson over it goes. LaRouche takes the shot, the rebound! And it's cleared in there wide by Oul. Here's Lafleur snapping it to Robinson. Robinson against Lowe in the corner. Oul goes in there to help out. And it's Fogelman all alone, clearing it to the line, not out. And Weir shoots it off the boards, and it goes down the ice. This will be icing in all probability. Langway back to touch it.
8:06 left in regulation time. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in just a moment. The Minnesota North Stars have gone 2 up on the Boston Bruins. 9-6 the final score. Wait till Don Cherry hears that one over in Sweden.
And exactly 8 minutes left. Langway, and again there's an icing against the Islanders. This could backfire against Edmonton, Mickey Redmond, this frequency of icing the puck.
Dick mentioned earlier that they had 2 in a row just 3 or 4 minutes ago, and that's about their 4th in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
They made a mistake here, I guess.
Well, I think you know what happened there. I think the puck deflected off one of the Canadians right at the blue line. Linesmen do make mistakes once in a while.
Well, when they're in error on a call such as that, the face-off takes place in the center ice area, and that's where the puck is dropped. Englund clearing it back to center, bringing it in is Callaghan over the other side to Curry. Now here's Curry. Gretzky gets him behind the net, trying to center it. Savard turning, coming out, ahead to Napier. Napier dumping it into the corner. Mondu going in. Curry has it. Cleared it to the right side, and it is over the glass.
I'm Brian Engblom, inviting you to join me and the rest of the Montreal Canadiens as we take on the Oilers at the Coliseum in Edmonton on Saturday night.
And that game on Saturday night will begin at 6 o'clock Edmonton time, 8 o'clock Montreal time.
Mondu, Napier, Schutt, Engblom, and Savard, they're all in over the line. Here's Engblom, rattling it off the Riviere's leg. Mondu has been hurt facially, I think, with either the puck or the stick.
Oh, he went down right away on that one, and Mark Napier turned immediately. He was the first one over there and motioned to the Canadiens bench. That one, I think it was the puck.
Looked like, you're right, Dick. I think it was the puck. Coffee. It's been Edmonton style here in the last few minutes, just trying to flip it high out of the zone, and that one came up and caught Mondu somewhere in the face. Let's have a look at it right there. It looked on the right side of the face. He caught it.
Now, take a look at it here. If it was the puck or the stick. Oh, it was the puck. Yeah. Oh, boy. Hazard of the trade. That's a tough one. Randy Carlyle has scored for Pittsburgh in the second period. They've come back to tie the Blues 1-1.
So the face-off takes place outside the Oilers line. Robinson trying to hit Acton as he headmans that puck. But it backfires on the Canadiens. They are guilty of an icing infraction, and the face-off will be down to the right of Savigny.
15,527 on hand tonight here at the Forum. One of the smallest crowds of the year here in Montreal. They have a 7:08 left. Siltanen, one of the goal scorers. He has the go-ahead goal right now. This defenseman doing all the scoring here tonight.
Savigny leaves it for Robinson. He got it out to Risebrough. This could be icing against the Canadiens. It is, and that's twice in this period. They've been caught in that type of play that is not pleasing to their supporters.
You know, that's the reason Montreal, we mentioned earlier, was throwing the puck away in their own zone. As you saw right there, they really like to use the middle. They don't like to go around the boards with it. When a team does that a lot, as a result, they're throwing the puck blindly. And when you get running around, a lot of times that puck's intercepted by the opposition. Therefore, a lot of giveaways.
From the point of view of artistic hockey, this third period has been a bit shoddy. Now it's Risebrough clearing it on the left side. There's another offside.
Hagman out there again. We saw him leave under stress here a few moments ago, but he's back in the Edmonton lineup. So the Oilers, who this year had a better year than last by 5 points, finishing with 74 overall. They lost only once in their last 12 regular season games. And like the New York Rangers, they hit the playoffs playing the best hockey of the season. Canadians have gone over the 40-shot mark now, 41-27 overall.
It is Hagman against Acton. Hagman, Hunter, and Anderson for the Oilers. Tremblay, Acton, and Lambert for the Canadiens on the right side. Acton coming down. He's in over the line. Gentleman plays it back out. Up on the left side. Messier dropped back. Messier takes the shot. It's knocked down. Cleared in on the offside.
Live from the Forum in Montreal, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Another high-scoring game going on at the Spectrum. The Flyers now lead 6-5 over Quebec. 9-6, was it, in Boston? Whatever happened to close defensive playoff hockey, Danny?
Whatever happened to close hockey since October the 7th?
You know, it'll be interesting. We know that the goal scoring this year was up. We're looking at almost 8 goals a game in the season. I'm wondering maybe we can get a statistic of some old playoff records of what the goal scoring averages is and what it might be this year.
Well, I'm sure Ron Andrews will come up that statistic sooner or later. I would think sooner. Now it's Uhl gathering speed. He knifes the shot in there. Langley gets it to Uhl behind the net. Here's Langley taking the shot. Lovely. Over on the far side. Hunter rolled it into the corner. Langley is being watched by Weir. Lafleur giving it to Engblom. He got rid of it again without looking, and the Canadians have done that so often in this series.
Well, I think, Danny, the reason is that the Oilers are on top of them, and it's just the case of they just don't have the room to stop, look, and make the play. And there you see the time remaining in regulation play here at the Forum. Tardif and Hunter coming up with goals for Quebec, who trailed 6-3 to make it a 6-5 hockey game at the Spectrum. I don't know how much time is left. They'd be just about the same as here, I guess.
And you were looking at a worried coach of the Montreal Canadiens, Claude Ruel, over on the far side. That is Callaghan getting his stick at the bench. Callaghan, Gretzky, and Curry for the Edmontonians. Rasbrow, Schutt, and Napier. Robinson couldn't get anywhere on the right wing. Now here's Curry, got to get right point, ready to go. Good scores! And the Oilers lead 3-1.
Boy, that kid is just a tremendous goal scorer. He made no mistake. Mickey just pulled the trigger. And now the Oilers are celebrating. They're still all down in the Canadiens' end of the rink. And, of course, that's very understandable. And they've gone ahead by 2.
Well, another bit of forechecking, a loose puck area. Robinson pops it up at center ice, and the forechecking again of the Oilers. Gretzky picks it up, just dumps it into the open ice area for Curry, and he just flipped it up almost like a carbon copy of his goal last night on Cavagner's same top corner. Boy, a big goal, a 3-1 lead with only 5:33 left in the hockey game.
Here's the announcement of the goal.
Assisted by number 18, Brett Callaghan, and number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
Gretzky,
at
another
14
assist.
minutes, 27 seconds.
Another assist. Callaghan getting an assist.
Another look at the pass over to Curry, and boy, he's all alone.
Mick, both Canadiens defensemen, Gingras and Robinson, were on the same side of the ice.
Well, you see, they had control of the puck, and this is what we were talking about before. When you have control of the puck, you really should not have to worry about being back there, but the errant passes, it was just a little bit up in front of Robinson. He couldn't control it. One of the Edmonton players jumped right on top of him. As a result, they stole the puck, and bang, you had a 2-0, and Gretzky just dumped it to Curry, and bingo, 3-1.
Well, the Oilers have been sharp in this series. They have been brilliant in their execution.
Canadians have 4 forwards out there now.
It may be too late. Now it's centered in front. Lambert couldn't get a shot away. With all these youngsters, Edmonton exhibiting so much poise. Now there's Acton centering it. Gentleman failed to clear it out. Now Acton working this out and goes right in front. And it went over Lambert's stick. Lambert struggling gallantly on the boards against Anderson. It's cleared in by Tremblay. Hicks behind the net. Acton is after him. Now off the boards, Tremblay clearing it for Lambert. Lambert to Acton. Canadians are playing behind the net. There's a penalty. Are they both going to go off? Or is it Lambert only?
definitely Lambert for sure. 4.5 minutes left in the hockey game, and it is going to be Lambert. And that is more bad news for the Canadians. You don't draw penalties in the offensive zone in deep like that when your team's down by 2.
Again, I think an example of the frustration on the Canadians' part. The Edmonton player having Lambert tied up behind the net, and he really did take quite a swipe at him, and Wally Harris standing right there to make the call.
That was retaliation, you're right. It's the frustration on the play.
Yvon Lambert, 2 minutes for
look at Silton. Got a pretty good hole there. You see the swing. Boy, that could have been pretty dangerous. Fortunately, Silton with a helmet on, but no question about that penalty.
See, Lambert is involved in a lot of plays like that, Mickey, and doesn't very often do something like that. He just sticks to his business, hangs on, toughs it out along the board, so just like you say, frustration.
There's Lowe clearing it out for Callaghan. He lobs it to Lafleur. Lafleur in on the boards, passed it back to the line, and it goes down the ice. So time is an immense factor at this stage in the hockey game as far as the fortunes of the Montreal Canadiens are concerned. With 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in regulation time. They are now playing shorthanded. They're behind 3-1. Gretzky over on the other side of Curry. There's the shot. It went off Engblom. Lafleur going after it. He's coming down all alone. He's stopped by Fogelin. Gets it again. Lafleur does. Geeney couldn't pick it up cleanly. And Lowe in on the board. Fogelin. He is the captain of this brilliant Edmonton team. And that's the way you have to refer to Edmonton, the way they've played in this series. Brilliant performance. Now, Gretzky along the board. Gretzky comes up with it. Tries to set up Callaghan. Langway forced into the corner. And the Oilers, who have the advantage, they still have 40 seconds left. Now there's a penalty coming up. Over for Robinson. He missed it. Penalty coming for Edmonton. No, it's going to be holding, I think. I don't know who has been fingered for it.
LaRiviere, Danny, I believe. He grabbed a hold of Robinson down in the Canadian zone and rode him into the glass very heavily. Robinson shaken up a little bit right now at the Montreal bench.
So there are 30 seconds remaining in the Lambert penalty as LaRiviere starts his. And in the game, in the third period, exactly 3 minutes remaining. And there you see the Edmonton bench with the referee going over there to give the information to the public address announcer.
Number 6, Gary Larivière, 2 minutes for holding at 17 minutes.
Well, I told you that Ron Andrews would be sooner with his average for the playoffs and goals last year. 67 games, 6.60 goals. And this year, so in 1967, for instance, it was 5.43. So you see a tremendous differential there. That was the year before the expansion in 67. And last year was 6.60.
And I'm sure this year, Danny, by the way things have been going, we'll have an even higher average. A lot of close games in the playoffs this year. Outside of this game last night, which was 6-3, a lot of one-goal games.
Well, right now, the Oilers leading the Canadiens 3-1. They are playing five-a-side. Everybody up for Montreal. Acton is at center. Again, the Oilers led by Messier. They get that draw. Anderson jammed in on the board. Now, Silterman playing it to the left side. It's out over the line. Coming down is Messier. Trying to barge through there. Anderson followed up, couldn't get it. Canadians, Engblom off the board. Geeney got rid of it, picks it up, Gainey streaks over to the left side. In over the line. The Canadians now have the advantage. And it's shot down the ice. I've been very impressed in the entire series with number 8, but particularly tonight, that's Siltonen. Now Canadians with shot going into the corner, playing it to the other side. There's Lafleur. He lost it. Hunter is going to clear it, and it's down the ice. 1 minute left in the penalty, exactly 2 minutes remaining in regulation time. Edmonton leading by 2, 3-1. Canadians, Gingras missed that pass. Canadians have been befuddled in the operation of their power play in this game. Now it's cleared down the ice. Weir striding back there, following Gingras. And there are 32 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Robinson ahead on the right side. LaRouche clearing it in for a shot. He overskated it. And the Oilers on it again, clear it to the Canadiens line. There's LaRouche having difficulty controlling it. Ahead to shot, working on the right side. Here's LaRouche, takes the shot, and he almost decapitated his teammate Lafleur. Now to the far side. Oilers shooting it down to the Canadian zone. Exactly a minute remaining. The penalty has expired. Now coming in is Anderson, going in a goal. Shoots, and a brilliant save by Savigny. That looked like the 4th goal for Edmonton. Lambert working his way out, coming down. The goalie is coming out for Montreal. A very anemic and weak effort there by Lambert on the shot. Back into the center ice area. Up on the right side. Tremblay, the rebound. Here's Englund shooting it. Now the net is open and Anderson shoots it. It's going, and it is wide. Gretzky is down there. Cleared it behind the net. Just 20 seconds remaining. 3-1 for Edmonton. Gainey shooting it in. Lambert trying to get it. Vogelin along the board. Here's Axton tied up by Anderson comes in to get it. Gives it to Gretzky. He shoots, and he missed on the other side. That's going to be the hockey game. And the Edmonton Oilers fashion 2 brilliant victories here in Montreal. And we welcome the rest of the network. And there you see a very happy Glenn Sather. What a job he has done in the preparation, mentally and physically, of his hockey team. That happy hockey team you see down there in the south end of the Montreal Forum. As a dejected group of Canadians go to their dressing room on the far side. There was no question about it.